Hey, how's it going, guys? I'm Paradoxic, and welcome back to Stargirl. This time we're on Season 1, Episode 8, titled Shiv Part 2, the end of the two-parter. Or next episode could be Shiv Part 3, we don't know, I don't know. But this is Shiv Part 2. Last time it was revealed that Cindy is both Shiv and also the daughter of Dr. Ito, the lizard dude, with the mask and everything. He's the one who creates people, apparently. He created his own henchmen and conditioned them, and he created Cindy and her two stepmoms. So that was that, and we got a bit more backstory to Cindy as to who she was and what she does and how she came to be. And I won't lie, initially I did kind of still see her as this evil person who had evil motives, but I think looking back through that episode and thinking more about it, I think she is also she's more just, she's someone who has an evil villain for a dad, and she grew to accept it. She literally grew up and learned to accept it, and she wants his attention and she wants his love, and having grown up with a supervillain for a dad, she came to realize that the only way to do that was to actually become a supervillain herself. So she's been fighting for a position at the table of the ISA, and she's been fighting to get the suit, and she's been fighting for her own villainous power, which is why she's such a bully at school, which is why she's so mean to everyone she comes across. She insists that she has the power that her dad wants her to have and hopes to see her have in the future. So that was that, and she thought she had like a friend in Courtney when Courtney agreed to meet her after school and hang out and stuff on the weekend. And then Cameron had a crush on Courtney, so he went and asked her out to prom and everything. So then that happened, and then she opted to cancel the hangout date with Cindy instead of rescheduling with Cameron. So then that went sideways in all sorts of ways. But yeah, it was an interesting episode to see more of who she is, and then she suited up as Shiv, and she figured that she saw Stargirl was in the school, she saw her on the CCTV, so she figured that taking Stargirl out and maybe delivering her to the ISA would get her the seat and the power she so badly wanted. But then she failed at that because the staff led Pat right back to Courtney in the prom hall. So that was that. But Courtney was saved. She was saved by the janitor. The janitor has to be a member of the JSA. Maybe not like an official one, because he wasn't in the photo, but he is. He has to be connected to the JSA somehow. He recognized Stripesy. He recognized Pat as Stripesy. And he has his own little shining sword and everything, and he saved her at the last minute. But who he is and what he does, we don't know just yet. We don't know that just yet, but we will find out. But the janitor has a bigger role to play than we originally, at least I originally figured. But yeah, he is around and he's doing his own thing. But yeah, that was that. And then we had some other stuff with the JSA. They tried training, but then that didn't work because Courtney took out all of the ISA dummies before the other kids had a chance. And then that was then. Yeah, it was just like a very, very Cindy centric episode, and just focused on why she is, how she is, and who she is, and all that kind of stuff. So this second episode, I feel like it might explore a bit more of that, but maybe also mixed in with some JSA stuff and some Courtney and Cindy stuff. But yeah, we will see where it all leads us. So interested to see where the story leads. Interested to see, because I think Cameron is also a legacy, and Cindy is a legacy now, and Courtney is a legacy. So we have like 4 legacies now. We have four direct legacies, 4 direct ones. Like Courtney being the potential daughter of Starman. Cameron being the son of Icicle, Rick being the son of Owlman, and Cindy being the daughter of Dr. Ito. And then Yolanda being the kind of indirect, like more of an indirect legacy of Ted Grant, who was the original Wildcat. So yeah, we'll see where all this stuff leads. So yeah, that's pretty much what I've got from the last episode. So episode 8, Shiv Part 2. If you guys want the full-length reaction, to watch along to with me, then you can catch that over on Patreon. But yeah, that is it. So episode 8, let's go. Is there more to that than just dinner? Does he actually have any actual feelings?
There's been an accident.
Wait, Oh, he's gonna frame it as a car accident. Yeah, that landed her in hospital. He's gonna frame it as a car accident. She in the same hospital as Brainwave? Is her being here gonna wake him up?
I proved myself.
The fact that Stargirl is still alive says the opposite.
What does he look like under there? Is he actually
You would
scaly and
just listen to
lizardy?
me?
Oh,
Do
those
not
eyes.
make me remove my hood.
Oh, damn. Oh, so it's a problem when he removes his hood, huh? It's a problem when he removes his hood. Whoa. Those eyes alone are very creepy, but...
So what do you want to do?
Investigate.
I've got a plan.
Okay, that's good.
A good one.
Okay, that's good, yeah, with the goggles, yeah. Is Chuck E. Cheese gonna help us out? Oh god, does he have something to say? Does he have something to say? Nope, nope, just wants some privacy. He just wants privacy. So she's at the same hospital as Brainwave then. And Mikey Mike. You
Hey,
knock
Court.
after you open the
What?
door, really? Jeez.
He's my dad, you know? I never really had to share him with anyone. I'm also kind of glad that he's your dad too, because that makes you my sister, and that's pretty cool.
Aww.
Thanks, little bro.
Aww. So cheesy, I love it. That's cool. That's cool.
Okay, so we need to talk.
No, he's gonna talk to
Or
the staff.
I do, I guess.
Yeah. You're gonna talk to the staff.
Look, at times, you know, it seemed, well, you didn't even really respect me all that much, and as long as I'm speaking honestly, I felt that you were pretty impulsive and reckless. But the thing is, talking to a stick, Pat, that's great.
Talking to the glow stick
You're
at
losing
destiny.
it, Pat, you really are.
Oh yeah, it's gonna wake up. Now it's gonna wake up. So it always is.
Or I need to talk to you about something else.
Oh shit, is he gonna
Can we
again tell?
do that in the morning? I'm just really exhausted from that trip to Oakville and back.
Okay.
Yeah, look, why don't you sleep on it? Make sure this is actually something you want to do.
No, I'm good. I'm gonna go to bed.
Okay.
Okay.
Make sure it's the truth you actually want to reveal first before plunging in.
Who deny any wrongdoing even when members of those communities get sick and die. Like a school teacher who loved her students as much as she loved her own son.
Oh, this is about his wife. She was
Her
poisoned
name
by
was
the water
Christine
supply.
McKend.
Yeah, Oh, yep, icicle's coming out. Icicle's coming out. Oh, Jesus. That's a really good design. That is a really good design for Icicle. Yeah, the way his skin crackles a bit. That's a really good design. Whoa, telekinesis unlocked. Yeah, first telepathy and now telekinesis.
Who are you?
I'm her dad.
I'm
Stepdad.
adopted.
Well,
One of your friends is here to see you if you're up for it.
Oh,
Really?
sure.
Oh, is it?
Come on in.
Wait, is it Cameron? After what happened?
Hey, new girl. Cindy.
Oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. Mm-mm.
Hi,
Bad signs
I heard
right
about
there.
the crash.
That's
I
a
thought I
bad
should just
sign
check
right
in.
there.
I don't really do this. Like,
Yeah, she knows.
ever.
She knows
but
she's Stargirl.
I owe you an apology.
You did?
Henry was being super weird, and my dad just.
Oh, this is
extra
nothing
awful,
to do with
and
Stargirl.
Jenny just
This is
so
nothing to do with
ungrateful.
Stargirl.
And then Cameron asked you at the dance, and you were bailing on me too, and I was like,
Ah.
how is this even possible?
Oh, this is about the okay.
Anyway, what do you do for a living, Pat?
well, I'm
He's
a
a
mechanic.
doctor.
He's a doctor of cars. That's basically what a mechanic is, a
They
doctor
call
of
me
cars.
the car doctor, but
Yeah.
what do you do? What about you?
Pat Dugan is 14 pounds heavier than my last interaction with him.
What's he saying?
Nothing.
He's put some on. He's
Oh,
put some on.
hi again.
Identity and origin unknown.
Yeah. Identity and origin unknown. Is she gonna find the ISA base? Or is she gonna get one of the tunnels that leads to the school?
You'd be a lot more like me, actually.
Or you like me.
Sure, maybe. Point is, I really need a friend right now.
That part actually isn't a lie. You know, if she actually does have friends, people she can talk to, people who convince her to go to the good side, then, you know, things would be very, very different. Yeah, she needs love and nurturing, not, you know, stepmom, you know, fake stepmoms and lizard dads.
I really like your staff, Stargirl.
Oh, she does know!
You think after all this time we spent together, I wouldn't recognize you through that stupid mask?
Oh, she does know! Damn it.
Don't worry. Better rest up, Stargirl.
Oh, okay, that was
I'll be
ominous.
back.
That was a good reveal. That was ominous.
After I kill your friends.
Oh, that was good. That was good. Nah, she knows. She does know. Is that her dad?
His name is Dr. Shiro Ito.
That's Dr.
A
Ito.
controversial scientist and member of the Japanese military throughout the 30s and 40s. He was tried for war crimes and executed on March 13th, 1947.
I don't think he was.
Cindy's connection to a dead war criminal.
I don't think he was executed. Or if he did, he survived it. There we go. There we go.
Got you.
Whoa. Oh.
Excuse me. Okay.
Bobby.
I should really give you something for the repair.
You know, your hospitality's been more than enough. You take care now, Bobby.
Is she actually real, like a human being? Or is she just like a biological mock-up?
Cindy knows Courtney's
of a
Stargirl.
real person?
What?
Oh, you took the photo? She's gonna know that's missing. She's gonna know that's missing.
You found this in there?
Whoa. No, it's not moving. It's not moving. No, it's the chat Pat had with it. No,
wrong with you?
it's not going. Can't help you, Courtney. You're not experienced enough. You're not experienced
And the
enough.
others are in trouble.
You need more XP points.
What was that about?
Well, apparently not. Apparently, I don't know. What is it? It's a brainwave suit. It's the brainwave suit. Wait, is it his dad's brainwave suit? Or is it his? Is it a brainwave junior suit?
My daughter Cindy will watch your son well.
Oh,
Cindy's very
yeah.
good at watching things.
Oh, yeah.
I'll alert you to any changes. And again, thank you for the opportunity. With respect, Dr. Shiro Ito.
Shiro Ito. Oh, damn. Okay. Okie dokie. Oh, Christ. That was quick.
We're meant to be here, doing this together. You can finally sit at the table.
No.
Help me kill her right now.
Nuh-uh.
Matter with him. She
Nuh-uh.
needs.
Stop thinking!
Stop thinking. Oh, yeah. Yeah, they're taking her back. Wow, literally taking her underground. Literally just dragging her underground. Never to be seen again.
My daughter was wrong. He does have his father's powers.
Oh, just, jeez, that's where they end the episode. That's where they end the episode. Okay, alright, yeah, so Cindy knew all along. She went to Courtney's house, brought chocolates and stuff to her, and talked to her the entire time, knowing she was like, I did not see that end line coming. I thought she'd come in. I thought as soon as she said, oh, I don't usually do this kind of thing, I can't do this, I thought she was going to say, you know, she couldn't pretend to actually care or pretend to want to apologize. I thought she was going to confess right there and then that she knew that Courtney was Stargirl, but no, she kept up the facade of, you know, thinking that she was there as a friend, wanting to comfort her after the car accident and everything. So, yeah, but then just before she leaves, she says, oh yeah, I really like your staff, Stargirl, yeah, because I know that's who you are, Courtney. But yeah, that was a really well done reveal. That was a cool reveal. Very, very ominous. Much more ominous than I was actually expecting. Much more ominous than I thought they'd go. So she knows that she's Stargirl, and she's now, by the end of it, we saw that she was more adamant than ever. She was more adamant than ever that she stop Stargirl, that she be the one to kill Courtney, to kill Stargirl, and to hand over her staff and her head to the ISA and get the seat at the table and get that power. So we saw like a fully, unmasked kind of Shiv here. We saw a fully unmasked Cindy Burman, so that was cool. But even more than that, we find out who her dad is now. We find out more about who her dad is. So yeah, so her dad, we have like a black and white picture of who her dad was, and it's black and white because it was taken back in the 40s, back like just after World War II, because it was back then he was like a controversial scientist. He made like plague bombs that plunged like half of China into sickness and did all sorts of other things, and he was charged as a war criminal, and he was executed for being a war criminal in 1947, but somehow to this day he's still alive. So either he wasn't really executed, or something that's probably more likely, he survived. Whatever he did, maybe like he obviously knew that what he was doing was considered controversial, what he was doing was considered wrong, and the people around him would charge him as like convict him as a madman and as an unethical scientist. So he knew that an execution or something along those lines was coming, so he prepared his body to survive that. Or whatever he did to other people, he could do to himself. So he put his body through some kind of process, like regeneration or something. Like his daughter can heal, Cindy can heal, so whatever he has, he passed down onto her. So he has his own kind of healing thing that prevents him from dying or suffering or being able to endure major damage. So he survived the execution and he lived all those years, but whatever he did changed his face too. So yeah, so we see a little bit of what's around his eyes. Like he has some kind of scaly lizardy looking skin, and his eyes themselves are like diamondy, like a lizard's usually would be. But there's also a trick with his face. He warned Cindy. He said, "Don't make me take off my mask." So is that like a Medusa thing going on there? Like if you see his true face, you turn to stone or you die or something? Like I don't know. I mean, seems like like whoever sees his true face is just gonna be terrified beyond death. Like it just sends you into like a trauma or like shock or something. So yeah, I mean, us as viewers, obviously we won't be affected, but I think it's a cool concept. It's a cool way to keep the mask on. It's a cool way to keep the mask on and to tease the face reveal even more. But yeah, so he was a doctor. So whatever he did, I think. Yeah, so I think I'm guessing whatever he did that allowed him to survive the execution also changed him, and it allowed him to evolve throughout the years, and it changed him physically too. So he physically looks more like a lizard or something, or like a dragon. Dragon, like the janitor said that the janitor said there were dragons in the water, so maybe he looks like a dragon underneath. So maybe he actually has like a dragon snout and everything under there, so he actually just doesn't even look human. So he's humanoid. He has like a head and arms and legs and stuff. He's humanoid, but he actually doesn't look properly human anymore. So yeah, but Dr. Shiro Ito, and he was in contact with Henry Senior, Henry's dad, with the main brainwave, and the ISA's plan was to actually prepare their kids for this world, for this new generation, and one step of that plan was to have Ito's daughter Cindy watching, because they went to the same school and they were in a relationship together and stuff like that. So their plan was to have Cindy watching Henry to see if he would actually come into realization and discovery of his powers and his true nature and everything like that. So that does make me wonder if their relationship was actually real at all, or if it was just like all just a ploy. Like she was told by her father to watch Henry, so then she decided that the easiest way to do that would be to actually get into a relationship with him. But then if that were the case, then I don't know. I think the relationship then, like I think there is more of a personal aspect to it, because I think if it was all just a play, if she really didn't really care about Henry, then she wouldn't have been so bothered by him dating Yolanda. I think unless that was a ploy in itself, like her leaking Yolanda's pictures was just her being evil, just her proving her evil worth. But then her actually getting into a relationship with her, like, it was her idea to actually get into a relationship with Henry, so that way she'd have like a straight one-way connection to him. She'd actually be able to watch him more accurately and more closely. So yeah, but yeah, Henry discovered that stuff. He discovered like tapes. He discovered the suit. You know, at first I thought the suit would be like a Brainwave Junior suit, like Cindy had a Shiv suit. I thought it would be actually Henry's suit, because, like, you know, if they were watching him, then they were clearly preparing him for being the Brainwave and, you know, seeing if he actually did have the powers. But I think that was actually just Brainwave's like his dad's suit and stuff. So there was that. So then he discovered that. He discovered the journals and the letters that Ito wrote to Brainwave Senior, saying that, you know, like, I'm sure Cindy will actually do a great job of watching your son and making sure he comes into contact with these powers. She's great at watching stuff and things like that. So there was that. But yeah, by the end, the ending fight, I did not see it. I did not expect, you know, Stargirl to just go flying through her window, to Cindy's window, and attacking her in her own bedroom. That was a fight I did not see coming. I thought she would lure her out. I thought she'd lure her out onto the street and fight there, but no, she just brings us crashing through into her home, just crashing right through into her home, into her bedroom, and then they both go flying out, and then that happens. And then Henry comes along, the car came along. I thought it would literally be Stargirl attacking Cindy with the help of the JSA. I thought it would be Pat. I thought it would be Pat coming along, driving along, or maybe, you know, Rick driving along, and, you know, Rick just jumping out the car dressed as Owlman, and Beth and Yolanda being there. But no, it was actually Henry getting ready to confront Cindy about the letters and everything. So there was that, and then obviously he sees Cindy and Stargirl, like a girl with a glowing stick. I was wondering if you'd actually recognize her. I was wondering if you'd actually recognize Stargirl, because, like, she's, like, in the first episode, she had, like, you know, a girl with a glowing stick did blow up his car. But Henry's been through a lot. Henry's been going through so much this season. You know, he's been discovering his like, his dad gets hospitalized for weeks on end. And then he starts discovering his own little migraines that turn out to be powers, where he can actually read other people's thoughts. And now he's unlocked telekinesis. You know, he can make stuff float, and he fights all this other stuff, like a suit, like a green suit in the closet, and these tapes and the letters. Like, he's uncovering so much, and it's all getting to him. And then he sees Cindy pinning down Stargirl, and, you know, he's hearing Cindy talk out loud, and also hearing her thoughts and Stargirl's thoughts at the same time. It's all becoming too much. And then he unleashes the ultimate brain pulse and stuff. So the ending. Yes, thank you, Siri. I really needed you to tell me what the ultimate brain pulse was. Okay, yeah, no. Jesus Christ, okay. Okay, never mind. Yeah, that's just Siri. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, she had a few stuff. She had a few good stuff for Ultimate Brain Pulse. But he released one. He released the Ultimate Brain Pulse and sent them both flying. And then, you know, just as Cindy gets ready to unleash her final attack, she gets dragged underground, literally dragged underground by her father's drones. So that's that. And his drones, I'm wondering what they are, because I think all he mentioned was that it takes 2 weeks to condition them. You know, it takes 2 weeks to condition them to get them to do his bidding and to follow his every order and stuff like that. But besides from that, they don't really seem to attack. But then they were acting on his orders when he sent them out to retrieve her after seeing her initiate that fight. So I wonder what they are, if they're actually kidnapped humans that have been brainwashed and reconditioned, or if they're like other biological beings that have been created by him and stuff like that. I don't know, but yeah, what they dragged him underground, and then Henry comes along and he finds all that stuff out. So then Henry found out everything. In this single episode, Henry found out everything. He found out about the ISA, the JSA, that Stargirl was Courtney, that Cindy had shivs up her arm, and that his dad was not who he thought he was, and that Cindy was actually assigned to watch him the entire time, that their relationship might not have been as pure and as solid as he thought, and all this other stuff was going on. So he just fled the scene immediately. But yeah, Henry, he found out so much. He found out so much. So I think in these coming episodes, he's really gonna have the ultimate kind of brain meld, unleashed upon him. So yeah, fun stuff. But yeah, the mother, the stepmom did like. As the goggles were scanning her, we saw like a few different pictures, a few different faces pop up, trying to identify her. But then by the end of it, Chuck couldn't even identify any. Like Chuck couldn't identify her in any way. Like it wasn't even like she was like a. It wasn't even like she was using like a fake face or anything. Like it's like he literally couldn't tell who she was. So yeah, it makes me wonder. Like what is she like an actual like a real human that Ito has managed to create, or is she some kind of biological mock-up that is actually able to be passed off as a real human being? Like, I don't know. Like, like is she some kind of flawless sentient Frankenstein's monster, or is she something else completely different? I don't know. I don't know. Or maybe I don't know. Maybe she is like, I don't know. Because it like there are no scars or no scars we can see, so it's like it's I think the chance of her being like an actual different body parts put together to create a human is unlikely. But then I wonder if she could have been kidnapped and brainwashed or something. But then he did mention creating her. He did say he did say last episode, leave your stepmother alone because I don't have time to create another one. So he admits he created her and the stepmom before her too. So yeah, I wonder. Yeah, so I wonder what she actually is. Or maybe if she's just like if he literally grew a human, if he literally created as in like grew a human in a lab, grew her out of different cells or different body parts or something. Like if he has that kind of tech or that kind of knowledge, then yeah, I mean he did the same with Cindy. He said Cindy was his greatest experiment, so he literally created a daughter with his powers. So yeah, I think it'll probably be less work to grow like a normal regular human being and stuff like that. So yeah, but she was kind of making the moves on Pat there a little bit. She was like standing between his legs and knocking them a bit, and just kind of just doing her own thing. So yeah, I guess she's lonely. Because I think like Ito clearly didn't really create her for himself. He created her so that he could pass off Cindy as a nice normal girl with like a stepmom at home. He created her as a cover, like she's just like a cover mother. So yeah, so he created her so that Cindy would have someone to come home to, and that if anyone did come by the house with questions, she'd see that they'd see that Cindy's not alone. She has a stepmother who responds like a normal human being and thinks and talks like a normal human being. So yeah, so like he created her to avoid rousing suspicion about Cindy's home life. So yeah, but then is she like an actual human? Like it feels so wrong to ask that. Like, oh, is she an actual human being with needs and stuff like that? But is she? Like, if she is grown to be an actual human being, then it would make sense. But then it would mean that there's no records of her. Like, he can't really match like he created like an original face for her, an original body. So that's why Chuck can't really identify her, because like there are no like social records or anything, like no actual like no life lived that matches this face or this name. Like he gave her a name, like she's Bobby Burman. So he gave her like a name and everything, but she stays at home too. She doesn't really go out. She doesn't have a job. She doesn't do anything. She's just like a stay-at-home stepmom, and stuff. So yeah, again, she's just a cover. She's literally just a cover. So, but yeah, I wonder like to what extent she's actually just a cover. Like if she actually is sentient, if she can think for herself. Like she very clearly experiences and expresses fear and anxiety and stuff like that. She's afraid of Cindy and. Cindy telling stuff to her father, so she has emotions and stuff like that. So yeah, I don't know. It's interesting, but yeah, yeah. I guess we'll see. I guess we shall see. And speaking of feelings, I wonder if Jordan has feelings for Barbara. If Jordan McKent has feelings for Barbara Whitmore, like that one last glance he took. I mean. Okay, in the moment, I did wonder. Okay, does this mean he could have feelings for her? Like, is that what's really going on here? But then, I think it's also a question, like, like Icicle, he's murderous. He has murdered. There's no question about that. He has murdered many people. But as Jordan Marquand and also as Icicle, like, his kind of his goal, his scope, his horizon is Project New America, and that's also what he's working on through American Dream, the place him and Barbara will work at. So I think it's also just a thing where, like, he works with Barbara, he sees Barbara, and he's proud of her. He congratulates her all the time. He looks at her and he sees like a hard-working human, a mother and a wife, and like a citizen of Blue Valley, and he's always congratulating her on the work she does to improve Blue Valley, to make it a more welcome and safe community for the people living inside. So he looks at her and he sees someone who obviously doesn't know about Project New America, but who shares his passion for a better, brighter community and a better world for their kids and stuff like that. So I think it's less feelings and more like he connects to her because of her passion for the world and her passion for her kids and her family, and like that kind of ideal. Like they share similar ideals. So yeah, I think that one makes more sense. It's less like feelings, because I think in his heart he still loves Cameron's mother. But yeah, he looks at her and he sees like a colleague that he really gets along with, because they both share the same visuals and they share the same passion. So yeah, I think it's more to do with that one. But again, the thing that gets me is that Icicle is a great villain. He's a great villain. He looks great. The design for Icicle, when he actually transforms into Icicle, I think it looks great. But the fact is, Jordan Marquand as himself, he is a great guy. He's actually genuinely a good guy who cares about people and he cares about his neighborhood. And he's good at his job. He's a good boss. So that's the thing. That's what I love about this villain the most. Like, as Icicle, he's a terrifying villain. He is intimidating. He's the leader of all of the stuff. He gets it done. But also as Jordan Marquand, he's a genuinely good guy. Like, he actually wants to build a better world for his son. He wants to build a better world for the community. He wants to unleash this project and he wants to do some good. But he knows he's done some bad stuff. But for the most part, he is the hero of his story. He's the hero willing to do anything to get what he wants. He's willing to kill. He's more than willing to kill. But he is the hero of his own story, and he sees himself as doing what's right for his son. He's building a better world for his son. So because of that, he's a genuinely good guy. So it's like, if he wasn't Icicle, you'd actually like him even more. But because he's Icicle, he's a villain. You shouldn't really root for him. Stuff like that. But again, the writing in this season, the writing in this show is amazing. The writing in the show is really, really cool. You really kind of you really get invested in these characters and their stories and their backgrounds and what they're fighting for and what they're fighting against. And DC's really doing it good. DC is really, really doing it good. So I look forward to seeing how this story continues and how this season ends and what kind of conclusion they arrive at. But also these characters, I think I don't see the ISA going away anytime soon. I do not see the ISA going anytime soon. I think this season definitely feels more like a birth of the new JSA story more than it does a death of the old ISA. It feels like the ISA are the villains that they're going to be fighting even in the next season, but this season this season focus seems to be more on the actual birth of the new JSA and how they come to terms with the ISA and how they actually put their heads together and start fighting. So in that sense, it's a really, really cool story. But yeah, Jordan killed Mr. Riley, a guy who worked for Bannerman, the company who poisoned the water supply and resulted in the deaths of many people, one of whom was Christine Marquand, the wife of Jordan and the mother of Cameron. So yeah, I remember that episode. Yeah, it did open with her death, and we saw young Cameron. We saw Icicle going out into the garden and just creating a massive ice platform and everything. So we saw that. And I can't remember, was it cancer? Was it like, I mean, they poisoned the water supply, but was it consuming that poisoned water supply that then led to her getting cancer? Because I don't know if I'm thinking of this show or something else, but I remember there being some kind of mention of cancer in this. I vaguely remember there being a mention of cancer in this. I don't know if it was actually, her consuming from that water supply that then led to her death afterwards, and then now he got revenge for that. So Mr. Riley wasn't actually directly responsible, but he was aware of what was going on. He was definitely aware of what was going on, and he chose not to be a whistleblower. So this was more. This definitely seems like more of a vengeance kill, because he mentioned the other people. He mentioned that there were other people, like a community that got sick from all of this. But then he actually explicitly mentioned his wife and made sure that her name was known to this guy before he killed him. So yeah, it was definitely more of like a vengeance kill. Definitely more of a vengeance kill. So yeah, and again, as a villain, he's not like immune to letting his emotions get the better of him. As a villain, he's not immune to any of that stuff. So it's what kind of, like leads you to believe that, like as much as he is fighting for the completion of Project New America, he also does have emotional baggage. He also does have like emotional drive, like an emotional drive to him. Like he is fighting to avenge people in his life and fighting to secure the futures of people in his life. So there's like a nice balance. There's a nice balance. Part of it is actually fighting for a better future. The other part of it is actually, a vengeance and stuff like that. So it's good. It's good. But yeah, that is pretty much all I've got from this episode. It was a fun one. I feel like I say that every time. It was fun. It's just the way I describe it. Like, oh yeah, it was a fun one. It was a fun one. It was intense. It was wild. It was fun. But yeah, it was this show. I am really, really loving it. I'm really like of this DC show. Like, with the CW shows on their hiatus due to what's all this going on. Watching this and Titans, and I've just started Doom Patrol 2. It's been like it's been a nice way to continue the DC entertainment kind of routine that I'm usually in. So watching this and Titans and like Doom Patrol, all of which are on the kind of DC on this side of the DC multiverse. It's been good. It's been fun actually getting into those shows too. So yeah, hopefully you guys are enjoying these reactions. Hopefully you guys are enjoying catching up on these and actually exploring all this stuff too. So let me know what you thought. Let me know what your theories are and what you thought of this episode and everything that went down. But yeah, that is pretty much all I have. So that was Stargirl, Season 1, Episode 8, titled Shiv, Part 2. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you guys enjoyed it, then salt and burn that like button. Comment on what you thought of the episode and what you think is coming up next time on Stargirl. Once again, the full-length reaction to this episode will be over on Patreon, so you can go check that out there. And yeah, that is it. So, I will see you guys next time.